tried some midsummer magic too. And this is interesting, Platania and Oscar. I don't know them very well yet, or I haven't talked enough about their spiritual beliefs, but I remember like when we had like one photo shoot and one friend was there to help, was Australian, and so Spanish generally don't speak very good English, but Tanya was telling, oh, I didn't talk very well, I didn't understand very well the English, but the telepathy was working well. So, interesting people. I want to learn telepathy too. And Princess Julia, I don't know who made this painting, but I think she's a witch too. I think this is at least part of my magical journey, and she reads tarot cards. She has some special powers, I'm sure. And Maisa Tikka from Helsinki does her magic through singing and songs, and it talks about Mother Earth and healing and all this. And more Finnish people, Risto, in some tradition called Odo in Finland. I tried to figure out what it is exactly. So there's some kind of like poems that are free association, and then gives some idea for meditation. And then we did some meditation together, and then I got these visions that some light green balls were like coming down. That was kind of special. So I thought like maybe if I use this picture for the painting, then I could add some light green balls or something. And Space Witch Bob from Helsinki. This blog is amazing. She said that she had some kind of crazy experiments when she was younger. Like I guess many of us had played with spiritism or something when she kind of almost freaked out. But she has some extra intuition or something. But she believes that it's nothing magical. Everything is normal or psychology. Like it's not really parapsychology, but we just don't know about all that yet. And she's into Satanism and makes music. And Tanya, she gave me this massage that was also energy vortex healing massage, but also mixed with like traditional. And it was really nice. She had some nice Indian music in the background, and it was almost like choreography or beautiful way that how she did this massage. And she's also a yoga teacher and can get into positions that I could not. And another old witch, Kenny. Well, he was, when I posted this picture in Instagram, then he was, I called old witches. He was like, who are you calling old? So in other ways, he doesn't mind if he's being called witch, but you know, he has some magical powers, of course. And in Australia, the promoters, Johnny and Fabio. Fabio used to live in Milan, and I used to go to parties there. And now Fabio lives in Australia. Now I got to get to know more of them when I was there. And he said he used to do tarot cards and voodoo dolls for clients when he was younger, but then he stopped that because his clients were too crazy. But you know, like you meet witches in every part of your life, or ex-witches, or you know, magic and spirituality is everywhere. And Tinto from Helsinki, and she likes to hang around with gay boys. And at the Bears on Board, the only biological woman who got in, but she had a beard. Here is Tatu again, and one funny story about her. She wanted to get that kind of religious experience that some kind of evangelical Christians get, like they start talking languages and laugh and lay on the floor and kick in the air. She wanted to get that experience, and she went to one of those churches many times. But she didn't get that experience, but she got to be friends with the wife of the priest. And that wife of the priest was very homophobic, and through many conversations, she helped her with the wife's homophobia, so she isn't that homophobic anymore. So this is very good queer witch work. And Yorgos from Australia. And Yorgos is an artist who is also studying to get doctor's degree, and he did like a private witch ritual in his studio for me, and it was very inspirational. And yeah, he said that some of his inspirations is Satanism too, but I don't know exactly. I should read more about those things, but for me this was fun and interesting. And Yvonne in Australia too, she's into Kabbalah. Okay, so that was that. Now if you have some questions, you can ask some questions. I just put some pictures which I have collected from internet as could be inspiration for this project. So I just put them in the background. Okay. So does anyone have any questions? Or we can talk later also. Because Mikko's going to be playing some music, and then the London party pictures will be at the background. And so there are many pictures, like Liebauer. Ah, yeah. I'll see how to do this with the microphone. Yeah.
Hello, darling. Thank you. That was really inspirational. I wanted to know, when you first started experimenting with makeup and doing drag, did you have what we call a drag mother, or someone who taught you, or did you just sort of explore yourself? Did you have any inspiration or heroes when you were starting out that inspired your looks?
Well, it was that Cindy from New York, because she was friends with all the drag queens and she enjoyed it, and she kind of encouraged me, and then often we were out and she was like, "You are a supermodel, go." And then there were people like that Sister Dimension who did amazing drag. I was inspired by her, and then some people at Patricia Fields, like Sister Cody Ravioli, who taught me how to glue the eyelashes on. But I didn't, various people like that.
Just because I missed a little bit of your beginning of your presentation, which I thought was wonderful, is there anywhere we could find the information, like say for example the books and the novels that you mentioned earlier, later down the line, if we wanted to read it ourselves?
Yeah, this is just like starting this project, so later there will be more I put on the website, and I might even go into further academic studies into this and write books, but you know, now start some paintings and get some exhibitions and stuff.
Thanks for your talk. I just wanted to ask if you could talk us through any rituals or spells that you do on your own for your well-being.
Okay, that's good, because I can tell one example. I did this 333 portal, and it was said that in the 3rd of March this year, some extra portal energies opened up, and I was open until 30th, and then the instructions for the ritual told that you have to write down on a piece of paper something that you wish to happen, but write it as if it has happened already, and in that way that thanking for it. And then that piece of paper you put in 3 parts and put it into your wallet and keep it until 30th, and then you burn it. And all is done in kind of meditative mind. But this is also like similar to some neuro-linguistic programming or business coaching, this kind of method, or you know, so you have intention and you focus, and then you imagine as if feeling it. But then when I did this ritual, it got even extra power, because I did the first part in Madrid and the second part in Australia, so half the globe. So I think this will be very powerful. Any more questions?
Is there another portal coming up then? Out of curiosity. Out of curiosity, is there another portal coming up?
Well, there is. Well, the internet is full of all kinds of instructions for these. You know, if there's like astrological calendar has some specific. You know, if there is some. I can't. I'm forgetting my English because I've been doing everything in Spanish. But yeah. I mean. The internet is full of all kinds of experiments you can learn, but then it's also like you kind of learn the people who are interesting or seem to be doing the same kind of frequency as you.
Is there like a magical path in particular that you're following? You know, you mentioned paganism or Satanism.
Well, I don't know. I'm sort of like experimenting and learning, but the part of the thing is like spirituality as opposite to religion is that you can pick and mix whatever you like and use whatever is good for you, and I do that. Instead of saying that you have to follow these rules and you have to do like that and then you go to heaven or hell. But I guess because some of the most influential like YouTube channels or websites are in Spanish, and then lots come from Latin America, I'm very much into that kind of culture and learning about that. And then the whole idea of star seeds, it's kind of like fun. I would like to think that I have been in other planets sometime before, and that's why I'm doing this kind of vlog too.
Tatu?
Yes. I have trainers on, I'm very professional.
Have you ever met an alien? Or aliens?
Yeah, well, in Finland that long time ago in the group meeting, I kind of interpreted it as like alien, but some kind of light being. But in some meditations and also without any drugs, I have seen. But then it's also like sometimes I think like, am I imagining it or am I creating it? But then also from the extraterrestrial theories, they say that many of those who live in other planets, they are in higher dimensions, and then they travel in higher dimensions, and you can meet them when you get yourself into higher frequency. So it's not all like physical contact. I haven't had actual physical contact. Or if half of these people here are actual aliens, then I have had physical contact. Well, I could try one little magical exercise, and it's very much connected with music, because I have been very much into techno and that kind of culture. Maybe that techno and shamanic drumming has something in connection, and drag and the shaman's looks have something in common too. But yeah, so there is lots of inspiration and people who do things like this. Let's see if this works, because the video didn't work, but I have one track here. Let's see if this sound works. But it's a little bit lower first, but then put that. So because I have been like I put the volume higher after this little intro, because I've been doing lots of dancing with hard house, and then it's very easy for me to visualize energies with this music, and I get really high from it. And that was also when I sort of decided I'd become a witch, when my boyfriend left. It was because I thought, like, what gave me lots of power, or when did I feel really good? So then I went back into, like, I did a hard house mix called Witch Exercise. And so it has this connection to me. So this track, I just put like the part that is like the build-up, like a couple minutes. It's still not yet there, but okay. It starts with like little sounds and more and more. And in those couple minutes, you can imagine as if energies are coming into this room. And I put this in the screensaver, so. Yes, so that was one example of how you can visualize energies with music. You can find your own kind of music, how you want to get what kind of energy. But at some point, I think I was in Manchester and I was visualizing with this kind of music that I'm getting some extra secret energies to get this boy that I wanted while I was dancing, and I got him, and then I was like, oh, that was too easy. Maybe I should be careful with my witch powers. Yeah, so I guess that's it then. Thank you very much, and I'm here if you want to come and talk to me. I put the London party pictures, and then Mikko can play some nice music.